The warm morning sun filtered through the windows as the mother cat hummed happily while cleaning the house. She dusted the shelves, wiped the floor, and arranged everything neatly, laughing joyfully. After finishing her cleaning, she carefully picked up her son's school bag and placed it properly near the door. She smiled with pride. Her little one was finally going to school. The mother cat and her son shared a strong bond. They lived happily together, enjoying the simple joys of life. Every evening, they would go to the garden and eat the fresh, juicy fruits together. The kitten loved those moments, feeling safe and happy with his mother. But today was special. It was his first day at school. Dressed neatly in his little uniform, the kitten looked excited yet slightly nervous. His mother patted his head gently, fixing his small bag on his back. "Be a good boy, study well," she said with a warm smile. The kitten waved goodbye and walked towards school, his tiny paws stepping carefully on the path. As he entered the classroom, he was filled with curiosity. Everything was new: his classmates, the big blackboard, and the strict-looking teacher. But the kitten was very smart. He listened carefully, answered all the questions correctly, and impressed the teacher. However, one day, everything changed. The night before, the kitten couldn't sleep properly. Maybe it was because of a scary dream or the cold breeze through the window, but he kept tossing and turning. The next morning, he felt exhausted, but still went to school. As the teacher started the lesson, his eyelids grew heavy. Despite trying to stay awake, he slowly dozed off at his desk. The teacher noticed and became furious. She walked over and shouted, "How dare you sleep in my class?" The loud voice startled the kitten awake. His eyes widened in fear, but before he could explain, the teacher grabbed a stick and hit him on his paws. Tears welled up in the kitten's eyes. "I'm sorry, teacher. I didn't mean to," he sobbed, but the teacher didn't stop. "No excuses. Pay attention," she scolded, striking the desk in anger. The kitten's little heart pounded. His tears streamed down his face as he felt embarrassed and hurt in front of the whole class. No one came to help him. He wished his mother was there to comfort him, but he was all alone. That day, the kitten realized that school wasn't always a place of happiness. Sometimes it could also be a place where mistakes weren't forgiven easily. Something felt wrong. Her green eyes widened as worry gripped her heart. Where was her kitten? Dropping the watering can, she sprinted toward the house, her long white dress fluttering behind her. She found him standing there, trembling. Without hesitation, she scooped him into her arms, holding him close. "What happened, my dear?" she whispered, stroking his fur gently. But their moment of comfort was soon interrupted. The flashing red and blue lights of police cars filled the street. Holding her kitten's paw tightly, the mother cat walked toward the station, a storm of questions in her mind. Inside, she sat across from a police officer, her voice steady but filled with concern as she explained the situation. The officer listened carefully, his pen moving swiftly across the notepad. In another room, the mother confronted her kitten, frustration evident in her eyes. She wore dark sunglasses, her voice sharp with concern. The kitten stood quietly, his ears drooping as he listened. A police officer observed them closely, making notes. Elsewhere in the station, a white cat police officer spoke into his radio, coordinating the investigation. Meanwhile, at the school, officers arrived, their presence sending a ripple of unease through the students and teachers. Inside, the security team analysed CCTV footage, searching for clues. Soon, arrests were made. A grey female cat, her face filled with regret, was led away in handcuffs. Another grey cat followed, his expression blank, but his eyes filled with sorrow. Students whispered in hushed tones, the reality of the situation sinking in. That night, beneath the glow of city streetlights, the mother cat and her kitten held each other tightly. Tears of relief streamed down their faces. They were finally safe. No matter what had happened,